am Patrick, and this is Brian. Together we just got played, and we're coming to you from the Cloak and Blaster as normal. We just got done playing Cthulhu Deck Builder. And I'm gonna have to take a trip to Arkham Asylum because there's no way in hell I'm the same competent man I was when I started this video. Watch Cthulhu Deck Builder, and Brian and I will review it coming up next.
Now?
Now's good.
Okay. Cthulhu Deck Builder, it's a 2 to 5 player deck builder. It's themed in the Cthulhu mythos, and in which each of the players assumes the role of an investigator. At the beginning of the game, each player is dealt a random investigator card, and on each one of those cards there's a special power. Unlike your traditional deck builders, which have a certain number of static cards that are available to purchase to build your deck, in Cthulhu Deck Builder, there is a marketplace, if you will, or what they call a storyboard of events, locations, equipment, horrors, and allies, which during each player's... Horrors?
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
No, that's the other game. That are out and that are replenished at the beginning or at the end of each player's turn for the next player. So that sort of limits each player's total number of cards that they may purchase. It's limited to the 5 that are out there. Also, there are the Ancient Ones, which are pretty badasses, and they have awakening powers. So whenever one of them comes, whenever you defeat one and the next one comes up and is awakened, it's gonna, give you a whooping. And they also have haunting powers, which means at the end of your turn, any number of it could be one or multiple players, are also going to take another whooping at the end of the turn as well. Now, they are worth some victory points, as are most of the other cards that you can purchase. And victory points are the at the end of the game, the win condition that's going to determine who the actual winner is. Aside from the cards that change every turn, there are also some spells, some psychic blasts that are limited in number that give you more currency to purchase your other cards that are available as well. So basically, each player just takes their turn, draws 5 of their 10 cards to start with, counts up the power, which is the currency in this game, and may start to purchase cards. Now, some of the cards have an insanity limitation on them, and that's another factor in the game where you start off sane, but if you ever reach 20 points of insanity, you lose the game. Now, if you reach 12 points or 13 points along the way, then that forces you to having to start to play cards to reduce your insanity. Otherwise, you can't buy any new cards or do other make constructive plays or actions or purchases or anything like that. With that said, Patrick, what would you say is your... There's a couple of conditions that cause the game to stop, and then at that point you would look to who has the highest number of victory points. The conditions that end the game are if all of the Ancient Ones are essentially defeated, if the story deck runs out of cards, if any one of the players' deck runs out of cards as well, and or if one of the players becomes insane, assuming it's 2 players, or that's kind of like a player elimination aspect as well. So with that said, Patrick, what would you say is the thing that you liked best about Cthulhu Deck Builder?
I like the theme being tied to the game, specifically the theme being tied to the insanity score. There's so many things that you can do to either raise or lower your insanity. You can have to monitor that the entire time. But there's just something about a Cthulhu game where you just get a little more insane, a little bit crazier, the more weird things you see. It just reminds me back from tabletop when I was a kid playing Call of Cthulhu. I love that aspect of it. And there's one thing that you really enjoyed the most?
My favorite thing about Cthulhu Deck Builder, there's 2 versions of the game. There's the standard play, and then there's the advanced play. And we played both of them, and I actually really enjoyed the advanced play better because it's sort of like a co-op. It's not really a co-op game, but there's sort of a feel to it because you're still fighting against the Ancient Ones, and in the advanced play, they really give you an ass whooping really quick. And so if you like being beaten by monsters with tentacles...
I do.
Me too. Then the advanced play is for you. Patrick, what would you say is the thing that you liked least
If I had to pick something, I would probably say the standard version of the game is a little grinding. I agree with you, the advanced version of the game is a lot better. The standard version of the game kind of just reminds me of high school. There was a whole lot of grinding before you get anywhere. And there's one thing that you had to pick.
At least it was grinding by tentacles with monsters.
That's true. That's true. If there's one thing you had to pick.
Monsters by tentacles. If there's one thing that I had to pick that I like least, from the few games that we've played, I've kind of noticed that some of the investigators, their powers, I'm not sure if they're exactly balanced, but one that I really liked having was the nun. Because she was able to banish demons at the beginning of, or not demons, but some of the horrors at the beginning of the turn, which then would trigger a special effect most of the times whenever one of the horrors was banished. And then I was able to use other cards and pull them out of the banished zone, which then triggered another effect. And I just found that I like that power for that investigator a lot more than some of the other ones.
Yeah, it seemed a little bit more powerful.
Yeah. Anyways, Cthulhu Deck Builder will be coming to Kickstarter very soon, so make sure you jump over there and pledge for your copy.
I'm Patrick, this is Brian. Together we are Just Got Played. Thank you for watching Cthulhu Deck Builder. So yeah, that was crazy, man.
I saw stuff you can't unsee, Brian.
Books made of human skin.
Like in Evil Dead?
Yeah, the Necronomicon from Evil Dead, that's the don't read from the book.
Don't read from the book.
Yep, that's it. You're terrified, aren't you? You can't even speak, you're so frightened.
Yes.
What kind of production is this?